Follow-up. We're about to dive into this map, and yes, OpTic are the favorites here. They'll start on the attack, but Tom, it doesn't really seem like it matters which side they start on. They just dominate this map start to finish.
Yeah, I think over the last couple of events, the worst first half they've had is 7 rounds. So it's going to be really difficult to play up against that. And even their attacking side, you have players like Yei who are going to basically try and deny any aggression from Loud, which is mostly going to be their plan on this defensive side.
Right away, OpTic are looking for a bit of control inside of Bath. They've already put in a flash, seen nothing there. Loud definitely stacking up on this A site, looking to push through on the back of the flash, the nade to push them out of position, but they get nothing for their troubles. They'll reset completely, not wanting to overextend. And the rotations have come through. I mean, the danger here is that Les is all alone on B.
It almost looks like they're playing for delay and playing for the retake, just hoping that this push comes in through towards that A site. Orb going to be collected early, but they're already finding out so much information. I wonder if they'll have to switch things up. And actually, pANcada, he's going to get the opener.
I mean, just too many bodies here. And look at the swing from saadhak. It's not expected. OpTic running into a heavier site than they were ready for. And Marved is going to have to do something. The spike is in the open in front of him, trying to retrieve it as his teammates rush into the site and actually carve out a decent bit of map control. Good trades again from crashies. And that man who was alone on B is now alone on the server.
Yeah, they started off so strong with the openers they got, but the trades back from OpTic leave this down to Les. A long rotation all the way back, of course, the trap offline, so he can at least bypass that piece of utility, no problems. The thing is, though, the setup is so passive, and you can see just crashies starting to get a little bit intrigued as to whether or not he's going to come from that CT spot. For now, though, he's going to see absolutely no one.
Got his orb back as he moves towards the site. Low HP on crashies, but that might not help. Still with a flash to play with. Marved is coming to swing on through, and crashies. It's a little awkward at first, but he closed the A site. There's effectively 5 in the utility you have available to you. What a fantastic result for OpTic taking the pistol. Now we see if Loud have any special plans for this round. Of course, they're coming in with pistols. Aspas, interestingly, has got the Stinger, and that's not a buy that I think I've ever seen for this kind of round.
No, the Stinger, no shields. I don't know how he's going to make this one work. Of course, on the other side of things, they have themselves full shields on every player, so it's not even like he can sort of get away with, okay, the 2-shot kill like you would on the other side. So I don't know if that was a misfire or if just a specific plan that he has in mind to try and do some damage.
It's definitely a curious one. And look at the pressure they're putting on B main now as OpTic. So they're coming over to hookah, they flashed in, they put through their boombot, they see no one there, the flash reveals no one. Starting to look pretty convincingly like it's clear. They'll even commit a little bit of extra utility to it. The problem is, from Loud's perspective, they have already read that this is a fake. Whether OpTic commit to A now or not
look at crashies.
Up for question.
That's the thing. I feel like he's getting far enough that they may just opt to switch things back, and you can see the spike starting to go in that direction as well. This fake is being sold, and eventually the players are just going to run straight back through the TP. Good fake out from OpTic, because the running back in towards those latter stages still had its risks about it, but the fact that they managed to just sell a little bit of a fake, all the players are going to stick around. The only danger is actually Marved. He could lose his gun.
Yeah, they know this. That's why they made the push they did, so quickly reacting around middle. He's only got 20 HP. A right click, enough to take him down.
Okay.
The Stinger is the one to find the frag, but Marved has made up for it. They'll go looking for this Bulldog. This is a valuable weapon, and you don't want Aspas to have it. With it removed, this round in them out. They won it way, way back. And ever since then, it's just been a dominant North American result time and time again. Round number 3. OpTic have got 1 rifle bought up on Marved. Everyone else has kept their weapons from the previous.
He's already got the orb.
That's the thing.
And this gives them so many opportunities in terms of executes. Now, you can already witness the fact that Loud have started to move players out of lamps. Just basically making that, that's one of the most obvious spots for them to try and clear. The other is normally the back of the B site, which seems to be the more direct call at the moment, because you can sort of section everything else off with utility, clear some of the close cubby corners, but that back site is always a difficult place to fight from. If they can clear that for free, it becomes incredibly easy for OpTic to take this site.
I think Sassy might have tried to bait out the ult as well by putting that Prowler from so far back. You're not really going to get much information from that unless they decide to shoot it. But maybe they think you're in there and then come after you. Surviving on the back side. Decent holdout from Les. All his shields stripped and his health very low at this point. And he's got no support. With his teammates smoked out, he's just going to concede the site. This is the right call.
They managed to hold on to Hookah though. saadhak has almost managed to do that alone, aggressively pushing towards Marv just to make sure that he can't really use that ultimate or even try and bait him into using it. It also gives them a much freer rotation, although that flash hasn't gone to plan.
Not exactly, no. A little bump in the road. Plan secured for OpTic, able to play post-plant. Orbital strike online, but while the numbers are thinning out, there's the orbital strike used. They're not quite able to damage the players on the way back out, resetting into duels. It's pANcada, aspas, sassy. They've got the numbers to take this, but in dangerous positions. The dropout handled by aspas. A double for him, the nade catching the first. The rifle for the second. They will end up in a very good position, especially with post-plant orbital strike.
Yeah.
This round was looking
anywhere else, so great work from him. Of course, there is still going to be a purchase, and you can see Marv may only have a pistol, but that's because Ye's got an operator.
That's the thing, right? And obviously he bought up the rifle previous round. They tried to bolster their buy that little bit extra. You'll take those, and you'll certainly take those. The operator for Ye dropping pANcada off the rip, and well, Marv has got a weapon should he wish to take it. Although I think the focus is a little bit more on taking the site. You've got those Seekers available, and, well, if they pop them, they'll find only Sassy here.
That's the thing. It will be so much valuable information. I think they're looking to try and get that little bit closer first on towards long, and the adaptation from Loud is just to have deeper control.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The problem is, there goes that info. Just one going in that direction, clearing out the back of the site for free, and actually, Sassy, he's going to get one through the edge of the smoke. This lurk play could be huge from FNS, but he goes down as well.
A perfect haunt through, a good kill, and now Loud. Oh, they've got themselves another potential retake. Same position they found value in before.
What?
He tanks though. Oh, that's insane. The boom bot does damage, but not enough to kill. Les is alone, and even with a beautiful dropout.
They've got a couple of ults to play with. Maybe they can try and do something with the Viper's Pit, but the buy sucks.
You want to play?
I never, ever thought that was going to go his way. He was at 15 HP, and there must have been, he was like Neo in the Matrix. Bullets whizzing past him, but calm, cool, collected. Really push up inside of showers. Now, they're going to try to take the space, but aspas has declined because he pushed around the smoke. I think he wanted to exec out of it. They could have put, I mean, they don't have flashes over here, right? Maybe a sky flash through the TP, something like that, but they have completely canceled any sort of aggressive plays. And again, we see this Prowler going out on mid from very far back. It almost makes me think they're clearing that the player hasn't crept up close. So that just shows you how much control Loud have given up for that early fight that got them nothing.
Well, yeah, it's something that Finesse loves to do is just those slow lurks through mid. And with the aggression on the other side, just trying to get a little bit of information off the back of those initiators. That's gone very poorly for Les. They know exactly where he is, and sure, he's going to do a little bit of damage as they make their way through, but this is looking calm and collected so far for OpTic, and there's nobody even within the site anymore.
I do like the idea as well for Ye using his ultimate in this round. Nobody can pick up a weapon if they kill him, so you can see him playing a much more heavy lurk role.
They also lost the ult. They didn't manage to save it last round, so it's just almost a freebie.
Yeah, but of course he could go for a rifle, something like that, and save that ult for a more important round where your opponents have better weapons. But I like the call, really minimizing how much they can pick up, and now he can recover the weapon from his teammate Finesse. Probably not one.
Very big Valorant fans.
As we know. So, all these ultimates online for Loud, one away on Sassy, everyone else has theirs. Viper's Pit. Now, when you look at OpTic, I'm really curious to see how they deal with this pit. They've got a ton of utility that could grab them the information, but it looks like they don't want to challenge inside of it. No surprise there. Instead, they're going through the only other angle on this site, a choke point that is now being held
saadhak
constantly.
Needs to do well here. He has to. Now, the Tiger's going to give him the information. If they break this and just look to try and pressure him, it could become quite awkward, but instead, they do have the orb to try and slow them down, making sure any of these close angles, and look at the rotation, because they've taken deep hookah control straight away. They're looking to stack this A site up with 4 players. The problem is, OpTic, after showing so much info on that side of the map, are now making a move all the way around.
And a good job, too. You just saw the Seize nade land. It would have been at their feet had it have come in 10, 15 seconds earlier.
Loud
but OpTic
got the read.
Shifting it over. They're adapting to the information that they've read, and now Loud are doing exactly the same. At the pace of this round for both teams, they're trying to figure out where the other one is at. But with Loud having this control, it's pANcada. He has his ultimate to play with. If he keeps hookah, this site will be very difficult for OpTic to get into, and he's already shut down Marv. That's the control, theirs, and even a showstopper through. I mean, this looks like a death sentence for OpTic. 15 seconds, 3 players on the site, and absolutely no way in.
10 seconds left.
might just be worth holding on to the guns, and well, Les isn't going to allow that for Finesse at least. On the other side of things, Loud want to try and keep this as a boost to their economy, so probably not going to hunt down too much, knowing that there's a high likely Carter again.
Or you'll see from some teams, like, playing inside of hookah, and then when they fall out, it's difficulty to get that player out of position. But you've had the retake wall in that previous round as well on B site from Vipers. So you're playing inside of hookah, you get your fight, you fall back, and now the wall's up. So even the guys on long can't cover you crossing over. They've got to push through a Viper wall, and it just adds so much more pressure to OpTic. That stopping power of a man and a Viper wall worked perfectly, and well, a showstopper as well. I mean, you can't really downplay that one, but we end up at 4-2. Loud, decently bought. OpTic, though, they've drained the entire ult economy out of Loud in that previous round. They only have the orbital strike to work with now, and with a showstopper of their own to try an entry, hookah seems like a great place to have some control of. Again, it is only the one man that's leaning towards there, though, being Marved. He didn't do too well on the—
Oh, what? Okay, pANcada. Just a little bit of spam, predicting that they'd taken log control, and well, I don't think you're going to get many kills like that throughout the match. They've also found out that Ye is on this side as well. And there is no commitment to the rest of the map for OpTic, so I feel like they're almost stuck in a spot where either they take a huge risk and try and run back towards the A site, or they continue to commit, and they're going to try and go back and clear everything along the way.
Trailblazer just came through, though, and it didn't actually spot many players. If anything, I think it saw them and heard them running away. They're going to try to retake that control, and they've gotten one, but they have to account for the player up close. That Trailblazer was fired out by somebody. saadhak is still around the area. He's making his way through hookah. With 10 seconds left, if they can get an angle to stop it, it could be everything. And now they own hookah, a foothold to get back in, and holding over control of elbow. This is difficult now. OpTic are split completely. FNS, I mean, he's alone. Victor's just been wall banged to death. A snake bite making it so much easier, and Finesse has to do it all time. Not really on his side with 3 players to take down, and pANcada has just had another fantastic round. This guy's been on fire so far.
Yeah, he's having a great tournament in general. Like, we've seen that throughout, where I think
he is getting to the point, though, where OpTic have got to be realizing that hookah control, they've found it so hard to gain control of it, and even in the previous, to hold control of it.
Yeah.
That part of the map seems to be Loud's, and well, the response from OpTic isn't a heavier presence there, more aggression early round. Instead, they look again towards this A site, where Viper utility has constantly been a problem, but this time Viper's on B, so maybe a slightly easier way back through.
Yeah, already though. Molotov gonna delay. It's gonna have to be the rotation back through mid, because they currently don't have control over the showers. Mainly because there's still smokes denying them that space. The defense almost just waiting around the outside, but they are going to be able to make their way through. The problem is there could be an easy spam to try and deny anything for this plant, and actually they're going to do it instead with the blast packs.
Oh wow, a double for OpTic though. They punished completely, and with this sneaky position, even able to creep his way into heaven if he wanted. Oh. There is a constant doubt in the back of Loud's mind. They need to find a safe spot to fight from, and I simply put, there were none. They need a duel right here and now. Time is ticking away with weaker weapons on the side of OpTic, but a pit to play inside of. Despite down inside of it, there's not a whole lot that you can see going their way.
Oh.
Control's already too much for OpTic, and they close this one out beautifully, only leaving less. 1 versus 3, and the players remaining on OpTic have upgraded. They're back up to 3 rifles. They've got time, they've got utility, still to pit up. It's done. Les is out of here, and a 5th has been found for OpTic.
I'll be honest, I think OpTic were almost expecting that this would be a round where, okay, let's see how far we can get. Maybe we use the Viper. Maybe expecting to try and use it in afterplant scenarios, but in all honesty, once they have got into the afterplant, it looked pretty deadly.
Again, this Molly going over. We've seen different lineups coming through. One from short, this one right at the start of the round, catching anybody going back towards elbow. OpTic are slow to move on the back of it, but a flash coming through, blinds them up, gets an orbit online. crashies now has his ult, and the Seekers, well, they seem to be soon on their way. Marved has lost this duel almost every time, and now he's been spotted, tagged up, and taken down. Another fantastic hold of hookah, but how goes the sight? Because crashies is already on there, spike in hand towards the elbow. The smoke not fully blocking them out. There could be an opportunity here, especially with the nade online.
Just going to have to try and play this one safe. Finesse in a decent position, but he's not going to find anything again. Hookah control just being the bane of their existence, and look how passively Les is holding. He's just playing this one nice and patient. This duel is going to be everything, and he's going to win it. It leaves crashies alone. A man you'd want in these sort of scenarios, but can he pull off the 1v3?
He's been the clutch player in the past, but his HP already at half. 3 players, and it's the first to take him down. Less on the Viper, grabbing a 4th round here for Loud. And again, that hookah control, it's always been something in this game that Loud...
If eventually, Finesse is just going to say enough is enough, and they're just going to try and blitz their way through. And there are a few players setting up in that direction early in this round.
Again, this utility comes through, wall up, orb up. Whether you send someone with it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's about taking the info out of their hands. Again, we lose a player over towards Hookah. They try to double up and take it together, but aspas is holding strong. They know for sure that Marved is here. It's going to have to get those Crocs into sport mode again if they're going back towards the A site. Finesse has got a lot of space for them, but now a kill on B, and it kind of goes up in the air. They have a ton of options on where they take it, and in fact, they might almost just slow it down. See if Finesse can find anything from this spot.
They have to be aware of the potential of him doing this. Like, they were trying to deny this in earlier rounds, and setting it just straight away, like, okay, let's just use C, because we'll find out where these players are going to be, and they've spotted that they're rotating through. Even having less go back around just to make sure that they can't wrap through lamps, and just holding to make sure they have this crossfire. The only real danger is going to be Ye on the other side.
Seeker dove on Finesse. Caused a bit of a headache. Look at the push coming up from behind. Fantastic stuff from Ye. A great lurk. Space taken, and he's gone. He's down. The cover no longer there. They'll TP. They'll rotate, but aspas has kept the control! aspas alone wins this round for Loud.
That could be the difference between them making it through to the final or having to fight through that lower bracket.
Let's play.
A fantastic face to Loud so far. Tied up at 5-5. The advantage still to be played for at halftime. Now, Loud have stacked up on B long. This is control you said you wanted to see them take, and so far, as we said, they've held hookah flawlessly every round. After an OpTic timeout, though, they shift their play completely.
They sent Ye. That's how you know they're taking things seriously. They sent El Diablo to clear it out, and this time, there's absolutely no one there. It's a complete role reversal. Maybe that's what Loud were actually expecting. Like, okay, we've had this control, they've had that control, let's try and switch it up. The only problem is it allows this tour de force to just run riot. If anybody peeks anywhere near this angle, they're in danger, and he's actually waiting to hold the rotations.
Yeah, I think if you consider hookah's being the danger place, you've got an orbital strike coming in here, you've got a timeout just called, like they're gonna have an idea of how to take that back. Great adaptation from Loud, but now we've got to see how they handle not having this control. And for a second, I thought saadhak was about to jump up in there to check it, which I would have lost my mind. You got 2 info characters there. He dodged the flash. Oh, that could have been awkward if someone tried to swing with it. Luckily, they didn't. Oh, God. Victor's being destroyed. The showstopper online. It's, well, oh, wait. He's got 2. Not a chance he even got 1 there. I thought they're looking at him, but Finesse coming ahead. This is the round we needed to see from this guy. He's had a tough half so far, but we've equalized it up. 3v3, spike planted, post plans to be played with Ye pressure from both sides. Another flash coming in, and Marv can't see a damn thing, but Finesse again! The 3rd kill of the round! He's going absolutely nuclear! What is that round from Finesse? 1 kill! He just coming into round 11.
That was Daddy's round. That's all we got to say.
8 times 5 this kills! Wow.
He's, well, Les has just managed to get
Viper's
Pit. Oh, he's just about going to make it out of there. He's getting healed up as well, and they're going to use the Viper's Pit as cover. crashies hoping maybe he can find something off the back of it. And actually that flash sort of faked out a rotation. You can see Sassy now moving all the way back, and the timing could be wonderful for OpTic.
Yeah, it's because they had to fall back to get that heal, right? You don't want to stand inside the pit and a stray bullet takes you down while you're healing your guys, so they go back to elbow. They have to use a Trailblazer to confirm nobody was pushing up on it, about to take the control, and that then leaves them in this spot where A is almost like a retake, but still holding on to that crucial position of Showers. The rotation this time a little more cautious, making sure there's no one around them, but that might even play out as the fake, or a disengage from an impending Doom duel. Instead, they reset, and with 45 seconds left on the clock, they need to make a decision on where to go, but they haven't really found a foothold anywhere.
Flash through. crashies knowing that they still have control in this direction, and OpTic, they've tried to play with the rotations, but ultimately they failed. This fight could be everything, and Sassy just about able to deny it. Also pANcada getting a couple of kills and doing so well off the back of his ultimate. It leaves it all on to crashies. 20 seconds left. chances looking impossible. The fact is he's got a rotation coming in from behind. He's going to get the TP timing almost perfect, though. That should at least allow him a plant, and maybe even the Seekers as well.
Yeah, he's got to be quick. If they got anywhere near this site, if a player had rotated 2 seconds earlier, it could be done. And indeed, it will be anyways. Loud tying it up at the halftime. This is a map that OpTic are hailed as the kings of the world on. But Loud are challenging for that crown in the... I won't take that one, Tom. You know,
Bosa's has never called me a genius.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like that, but it is what it is. 6-6.
I miss Benkai. He was nice.
He was really nice. Well, he was nice to me. He kidnapped you that one time. But...
Yeah, no, forgive and forget, you know?
Oh,
forgive and forget.
That's very nice, Tom. Very nice of you. OpTic have a 14-3 record coming in here. I mean, look, we've talked about it time and time again. We've mentioned the teams they've beaten, even at this tournament and in recent memory. Some of the best in the world. Absolutely. Moving in towards the B site quickly. Utility, look how much is coming their way. These players are stunned up and soon to be gunned up, but the Viper Wall, the TPs, have changed Loud's mind.
They're running all the way back. They basically have to. There's already 4 players on the other side, but the thing is, the 5th player they've left behind is the one you least want to run into. Yay, in an elevated angle, he gets to freebie onto the planter. It's not an angle you'd normally clear, but the fact is he's just delayed them so much. Even with a single kill, they've had to completely reset the plant, and the trades are going again in OpTic's favor, or at least they were. Les has managed to turn it back! What a cut!
They need to get off to a flying start. OpTic have not decided to go for a force buy. They're playing 5 classics. I suppose they're playing a headhunter on Ye, which with 4 bullets could get close. Luckily, the first doesn't land.
You know, he's only got 3 left.
You only kill half your team.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so worrying anymore. And actually, the entire team is rotating away from Ye, which I completely agree with as a sentiment. The thing is, though, the delay that crashies has been able to pull off actually allows the full team to rotate in towards this B site. They've left Ye behind to play solo. But if this isn't cleared properly, this could actually get pretty dangerous for Loud.
I'll say we don't have aspas and hookah, so he's not going to be like satcheling in, doing this crazy play, at least you'd imagine. Nade and snake bite not landing for damage or kills, and they'll pump the brakes, but 50 seconds, stacked up classics, limited time to make a decision. This is a scary spot to be in. Look, classics on their own, you should be able to take them down, but when they have these crossfires, 4 players able to... 3 players able to swing at any time, that causes problems. The flash was good, the follow-up not there, with Sassy eliminating everyone on the B site. It's left in the hands of Ye.
Unfortunately, Marved was just a little too thick. That's all it really was. He had the extra C and he was spotted from behind. He's actually just headshot him through the wall. He's got no headhunter bullets left. It's fine. Thankfully, he used
the Vandal, which, when we're talking about playing inside a pit, probably not the best weapon to have. Those tracers can give you away. OpTic's early plan, the flash down long confirms players here, destroy some utility, try to deny that free control they could be getting if these Prowlers went uncontested. But those smokes are coming down, and it looks like Loud are picking up the pace completely. They are rushing in, at least that's how it appeared. Losing out on any hookah control might change their mind a little bit.
I think also just the spam, just not allowing them to get through that choke point too quickly. Counter nade out. On the cross, actually, a shot connected by pANcada, but it's at the expense of aspas. And they're still just trapped towards this position. Also, the deep hold that's there from Ye on the other side means they don't need to rotate. And Victor, double headshot. He's now looking to try and ace this out. Could even get the ult online if he manages to find that final man. And while the crowd wants him to go for this, although it seems he might get beaten to the punch. Never mind.
The chance is still on. The ace could be his. It's a 3v1 though. This isn't a moment for bravado. Close the round out any way you can. And it's with Victor on the... That's why you don't see one guy running down to try get the ace. Unfortunately, sometimes you gotta play for the team, play for the win. 1 round between them and OpTic. Well, I see Finesse he's gone for a different weapon. It's not quite the rifle. And the Prowler has gone right past him.
Oh no.
The judge!
He might have actually spotted him, and he's still gonna get the kill. The judge giveth and the judge taketh away. That has gone as badly as it could have. Okay, aspas is going to be a little low, but they should be able to get him healed up. Unfortunately, saadhak is on the other side of the map, and crashies going to go re-aggressive, but he loses the fight as well.
This man, if he stood a pixel or two further forward, that judge would have taken him down. And instead, he's ended up with 2 kills. A fantastic game aspas is playing here today. Now the advantage for Loud. Let's see how they can close it out, or if OpTic have got something up their sleeve. 3-man stacked up on A, hoping the rotation comes through. But Tom, we can see that spike and the rest of the team gravitating towards the B site. Looks like they might have a pretty easy time.
Heal up, squad.
It seems like they've basically committed to either just fighting this on the A side or maybe saving the weapons. The deep push is probably going to tell OpTic a little bit late that
30 seconds left.
this is going to be a B play. For Loud, this is such a huge opportunity in this second half. Already looking to get up to 9 rounds, and as I said, I don't expect the OpTic players to even rotate here. It's just not worth throwing the weapons away.
Yeah, it really is. Just too much of an investment already taking place. And, you know, Ye is getting decently close to his ulti. If there was a possibility that he could come out of this with a kill, that would be huge, but probably not worth even losing the weapon for. Whether he gets a choice or not is a different thing.
He looks like he disagrees, because he is pushing quite far forward, especially in comparison to the rest of the team. I guess, as you said, 1 kill and a death is actually an upgrade for Ye.
1 kill and survive, even better.
True.
If he gets an orb, he can drop his teammate a weapon, and all of a sudden, it's a full buy. You've got a showstopper there, and you've got Ye with a tour de force, which at this point, well, he's either going to have that Vandal, or he's going to have his ult next round. You probably just want him to survive. Make it a little harder so he doesn't have that ulti right off the bat. And we saw there, aspas, 2 kills.
Looking to try and catch you out as you get aggressive. This round, though, he's still going to have the rifle. Now, I assume that Ye's plan will just be to try and find a kill, and damn, this is aggressive from OpTic on the other side of the map, pushing all the way through. It almost goes their way, but Loud will be able to stabilize. All 3 players gone. Ye again left on the other side of the map, but a single kill could turn this back.
This game has been neck and neck the whole way. This round could leave OpTic with very little. So many of their players low on cash. Now, Ye's going to have his ult next round, but he needs this clutch. Problem is, Orbital Strike, Viper's Pit, and a 1v3. Late rotation out of pANcada. He's got the spike. If he goes down here, this could be bad. The damage, though, it's huge. 48 HP left on Ye. Finesse on the B side. He's completely out of this for now. Has to be Ye to try and do something, and he's caught.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Finesse was taking his time to go and get a gun on the other side of the map. Had to make sure that he wasn't just facing into a lurker. And we saw him get a 4K earlier. This one would be so much more important, but Les doesn't even give him an...
But he hasn't invested at all, so I'm assuming he's not keeping that ulti. He's going to be popped out here to try bridge the gap. And you've heard it there. They are so dead. Well, if they step into Ye's sight lines, they sure will be. Look at how cautious Loud are being, though. We've seen that in the previous round. 3 players were swinging out on B long, looking for those duels. This time, pANcada's basically in their spawn, jump spotting it. He won't even be caught by the flash.
On the other side of the map, though, saadhak has just walked through showers. So they have the information of where he's going to be. The main spots you're going to have are on the extremities, although he's going chasing all the way down towards their spawn, and then they've got the cheaper weaponry just hiding within the smoke. None of the bullets currently connecting, but they have been spotted, and eventually the spray comes through. Marv still does well to get 1 and a dink onto a second, and while Finesse is so close to taking a kill away, but they're just getting wiped out.
Yeah, look at the HP. 2 on Sassy, 29 on pANcada. If these fights go their way, maybe there's even 2 more players alive on OpTic right now. They could have the advantage. Instead, it's Ye left to do it all, and with the weapon in his hands, he's not even going to... Okay, not going to take advantage of low HP players, I say. But he's just walked out, taking down 2 to the headhunter. But he's gone. He's dealt. This is a round OpTic need. They have ultis. They've got their economy fully put on the board. If they lose this, Loud guaranteed an OT with 5 chances to close. That just cannot happen.
They could get all 5 ults online for Loud in one of the most crucial rounds. I don't even think I saw a pixel there. Just a slight jump spot is enough for Les to go down. He's been one of the best performers so far for Loud, and finally an opening duel going in their favor, but it's so quickly traded out. On either side of the map, they're able to get a couple of kills, and now crashies looking to fight alongside them within hookah.
He's left to 19, pops the Seekers, the panic in full effect.
They both
control now taken. As you can see, Victor following the Seekers down, and somehow that didn't get him. Luckily, he will follow back through and leave saadhak alone. The 1v3, unlikely. It's being watched by Ye, and even blind, he'll hit.
4 ults here, a perfect buy up as well for Loud. It's not going to get any easier.
No, it definitely isn't. And we've seen this ult used over on Loud's side previously. OpTic will do the same, taking control of belong, holding it, and looking elsewhere. You would imagine Loud will be trying to grab some control to counter that, right? This is free information, free map control for OpTic. But for now, they are pumping the brakes. I'm not sure what this signals on their side. They're expecting a push, perhaps. But with 1:12 left on the clock, we're starting to see the gravitation to B. Hookah control's being conceded completely. It wasn't somewhere OpTic really wanted to fight for much on the attack. Makes sense, it's not somewhere they defend all that much either.
Well, the thing is they've got Ye watching it at distance with an operator. Not going to be an easy kill. He switches to the headhunter, and this time, well, it's not instantaneous. The thing is they've thrown out that Nightfall, and they got nothing. They just got delayed through Hookah enough that that ult basically just found a tag. Okay, sure, it got rid of the Viper's Pit, but that wasn't worth the trade.
And this has allowed OpTic to reset completely, even healing Ye up, getting him on an angle. They had an orb up to block any sort of a peek coming out of Hookah, so he was free to hold long the entire time.
30 seconds left.
Looking over at this site, getting onto it doesn't seem difficult. Getting the spike planted will be 20 seconds left on the clock. Orbital strike online for Marved, and nade coming through from Victor. They are denied the control for now, and as they step back in, you can see the ulti in hand. It's going down from above! Marved has taken the kills, and with that, probably the round. They need a plant right now, and it will be denied. 4 seconds as they fall. Crashies.
And a Nightfall used in that previous round, which ultimately garnered Loud nothing.
And now look what they're working with. Next to nothing on the attack. Victor up top here. He's in a little bit of danger. Nade going to be deployed. The Prowler hitting him and everything. Marv turning at the wrong moment. That's crucial control removed. A weapon upgrade and a sight in Loud's hands. They've got a Viper's Pit, Tom. They can put this down, and the round all of a sudden starts to look favored towards them. They're healing up as well. But no, this Viper's Pit is not on the site. It's in their spawn. Loud are looking to take the fight to OpTic or force them to waterfall out of heaven, which is often to certain death. But for now, no one's watching it.
The thing is, though, is to play from distance is not going to be particularly easy for the remaining players. They can get towards that spike, almost wrapping around the Viper's Pit. So this really could be problematic for Loud, that they might almost have to start playing out of it in a matter of seconds. The orbital strike is going to buy them that time. They expected this to happen, but the trades are coming through once again. I think they even have the Seekers one more time as they start to win every single battle. It's left onto pANcada. He has delayed them a little bit. The shot connected eventually, and I think the time is gone. He might have just done it off of that alone.
Last in the world have failed to do up against OpTic.
It's not a death sentence, but it is a statement. To come in, to bind a map that even in the past they haven't been able to beat them on, and look to take the lead in the series that could send them to the grand final. Still, the weaponry, not the best for Loud. It's still a better purchase for OpTic just because of the cost of the previous. And 3 rounds in a row for OpTic, well, we've seen them do it a million times.
We have. No, it's certainly not over. And with an initial tag, taking saadhak. He's at 14 HP. He can't get healed. No one on this team can help him out. Now he's pure support. 1 flash to work with. Trailblazer already used. Dedicated spike carrier. That's his role from now on. 50 seconds on the clock. They're looking for B. And look at OpTic's setup. I mean, it is gorgeous. They've got a wall. They've got a sky to flash through that wall. Potential retake coming in from Victor, who still has his nade online. And then we mentioned Ye, who we saw at the start of the round holding this angle. He hasn't moved ever since.
It seems like they're almost waiting for them to make this move. It looks like a trap, and saadhak, he's so desperately low. He's going to go down straight away. The orb sections the remaining players apart, and the spike is down on the site. 20 seconds left. You might even just have to hold on to the weapons, especially now. pANcada on just 3 HP. There's nothing that Loud can do in this round. Again, they've waltzed into the trap that OpTic has set,
10 seconds
and
left.
double digits will be held.
Well, Victor may be a Chad, but he was looking like a beta raise right there. 2 nades thrown in 5 seconds. This guy was just lobbing them out. Nothing Loud can do, diving all the way around, and I'm seeing blast pack in. Flash from the sky. There it is. It's on its way. It's popping. And with a blast pack, aspas is already up close. Now the molly goes down. The control is theirs. They can grab an orb. But that is the trade that OpTic are willing to make. You can have your control in your orb. We'll keep on ranged fights.
Well, that's the thing as well. OpTic already have hookah control and deep B long control. So they're not going to be rotating anybody off any of their angles on the A site until it is ultimately pressured, and that's going to be pANcada's job. If he kills Finesse, there's a pretty decent chance the OpTic setup completely falls apart. Instead, though, they're taking their time, just hoping that someone on the other side of things over-aggresses, and at the moment, with this double stack into mid, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, very disciplined play from OpTic. They know where their point of contact is. And outside of that, everyone else is spotting their angle, holding for extra information, but ultimately waiting for these guys on mid to get the fight. And it looks like it's coming their way. 40 seconds on the clock. No ultis for Loud, but still a flash to play with here for saadhak. They'll assume there's a player holding this angle, whether they decide to fully commit. There's the flash. Okay, they've seen him up top. He turns! I thought that was on. I thought it was a kill. It was damn close. Still Loud. Get to take a few steps closer. They've lost a player, and then they've recovered. What are those fights for saadhak with a double kill? OpTic are now having to play re.
Oh! It's almost a couple of kills coming through, but they just wipe out the remaining players. A faster play in towards that mid push, and the battle's being won by saadhak and pANcada. Loud are going to take themselves bind. I think that was something that most, including myself, thought was an impossibility. And the terrifying prospect for OpTic is, you look at the next two maps, Ascent, probably the best map of Loud, and Breeze, one they sticks. Now, obviously in a lot of cases, they've still had good attacks, but that's still like 6-0, 7-1, like 8-2 defensive halves. So you need to start off strong if you're OpTic, otherwise it's going to get tougher when you go into that second half.
The last pistol round we saw, it looked like OpTic were going to win both of them. But we had less. A hero stepping up with 4 fantastic kills. It was the high-speed moment over in the break. And now as barriers go up, we're going to see Loud on the attack. Less playing the Killjoy for now, and the turret clearing out mid. They'll quickly take the space on the back of it, moving up through market. Good kill onto Ye already. And with the control now taken, the utility out of play, it looks like a complete hard retake. What
He's
a push!
madman. Absolute madman, but the flash is even better. Even still, though, saadhak and pANcada managed to come up big. It's going to be left all on to crashies. It's not pretty on the first, but he still manages to get the kill.
Oh, even dodged the paranoia as well. Here's the steps coming behind him. Isolates one duel, but he can't keep it for too long. This map, it's not somewhere that I look at and think, well, they're playing this so that they're at a disadvantage immediately. It's just more so Loud are so strong here. But that also means there's a lot of VOD, a lot of tape out there on how they like to play. And you know how difficult rematches can be. We've seen this one happen again and again. Over on Loud's side, this attack sees quite a bit of space. They're only up against classics. The Headhunter in play as well. The utility through reveals, getting not too much with the door closed. That flash expected, waited for, and shut down completely. Well handled by Loud. They
Ended bonus round with some extra weaponry, and by the looks of things, they want an early challenge into mid.
You can see the arrow wiggling as Sassy was waiting to swing through and fire it. The reveal clears close. With a smoke down, there could be a player sneaking up inside of it, but I think the reveal was there just as it bloomed, so it should be clear enough on that info. Unfortunately, Sassy then found out there's a player on short the hard way.
Well, they sort of forced back one player in the form of Victor, but Ye stuck around. And after that opener, you can just see how passive this setup becomes from OpTic. They put themselves into a solid position. It looks like aspas is just going to dive into the site again, though. The same as the previous round. This time it's being watched for by Marved. He doesn't connect the initial shot, though.
Paranoia didn't land on him. He's still good to fight. As saadhak goes down, utility on its way to clear Marved out, but Ye is holding strong. Kill after kill going his way, and with finesse landing.
With Ye.
You know, I mentioned that last time these guys played over on Pearl, when I was doing the Telestrator, I said that it was, Ye was 1-0 in opening duels. Marved was 6-1.
Yeah.
And it's so often that Ye will be there trying to get the early duel, falling back, and then Marved plays these nasty angles, able to capitalize off the gaps in spacing. Right here, you see that face to Ye, the aggressive early duel. It works out, and he doesn't even need his TP to get out of there, sitting comfortably with a man advantage now on OpTic.
Yeah, the thing is, that's their lurk down as well. Les is normally looking to try and hold on to one half of the map while they pressure elsewhere. This means that Loud have to be a lot more careful of all of these aggressive positions that could have been taken, and a lot of the time are taken by players like Ye. Falling back into what looks like an A setup, and in fact, there's still 3 players within B, so maybe a slight misread here. Victor, I don't know if his spot was actually checked whatsoever, and they're still holding on to this short completely.
They definitely noticed Victor when the drone came around. They've caught Marved though, taking down the first man that they saw. The spams coming back find nothing as the plant comes in. Loud regained the advantage, and with the ult online, saadhak is going to stop any heavy utility retakes. It could mean that OpTic run the clock down a bit more and wait for it to be gone, but then they'll have such limited time on that clock to get in. They really need to force some fights without the utility, and, well, dry swinging into the angles isn't always the best approach with kill after kill going Loud's way. They're still going for it. They're still
Victor!
pushing through, and Victor's got two. pANcada stuck below. A good kill, but he needs to survive. Up close now, crashies could get him, but the TP, he's got into wine. He's buying time, and he won't cancel. Instead, he'll use this position to deny the defuse, shoulder peeking and hitting the shot. The round
Challenge for one at all.
Well, it certainly looks like B main is under the control of Loud. They're not going to be giving anything away. And Ye, sitting passively on the A side, will just be headhunting this round. Again, if he goes...
He's done so much damage! 2 shock darts back to back, and the entirety of the team, bar pANcada, is actually tagged. Also with delay utility as well, going through this would have its risks, especially now there's 4 players here and a 5th rotating in.
Oh, this is a bad read. Loud are walking right into the trap. They find the first. The spam is good, and the follow-up there. The weaker weapons really a saving grace for the attacker side. Not up against the heavy weaponry they could have been. Some kills still coming back for OpTic, the round yet to be decided. And it's Marved sitting on the site, Spectre in hand. They know about Victor. He's an accounted for property. Marv might be able to catch them by surprise, but he's being spotted, and with that, the round seems to be over. 18 health left as he swings into heavy traffic.
On that Omen. He's been incredible, as said, throughout this tournament. One of the best controllers we have in the world scene. Some early information going to be taken. Ye is just walking it. We spoke about this man. The desk said that he can't put everything on his shoulders, but in this round, it looks like he's trying.
He's only died once so far, pANcada. This could be the second. The jump spot shallow each time. If he goes out that little bit wider, there's no telling whether Ye hits the shot or not. In fact, I'd say he probably does, knowing that it's Ye. And that's why they're being so cautious, so careful about giving away these advantages. Smokes haven't yet been thrown out and bloomed on mid. They're waiting for a late round take. There's the smoke. There's the peek. And now they'll try to punish from the connector, but he's already made it away.
Interesting spot. They're actually holding deep towards A in case there's any level of aggression. But it's a very, very passive hold. Other than Ye pushing and probing, everybody else is sat back on the map. This position, though, from Les might actually catch him off guard as the rest look to pressure in towards A.
This could be huge. Again, Victor in position, but he's not going to be able to pop a flash out of the smokes this time. Fully suppressed. Here we go, though. As it resets, he can potentially try to reinitiate some of these fights. They've caught Ye on the lurk through. We saw Les get caught by him in B main previously. Now, victory is his, and it could be Loud's as well, as every single kill seems to go their way. Only losing saadhak, and for the control they got, that is worthwhile. crashies alone, credits in the bin. 4.2k on Ye, nobody else can afford to buy. You wouldn't blame him if he saved, but even then, what are you saving for? And the economy for Loud's going to get out of control.
Yeah, I just bringing something into the next round, I guess. A hero rifle. Again, though, just so impressive from Loud on those takes. The fact is, initially they get hit. I think by the KO9, 4 of the players, as they look to try an entry in, they're a little bit patient as they look to make their move. And then you just see, as the utility comes back online, the spams take Victor almost all the way down. And even then, the flashes that come through on the other side just leave him completely blinded. Clearing out that site looked way too easy. And okay, Les has gone down right at the end, but as you mentioned, financially it's meaningless, and they're going to go running to try and take this gun away.
You can't understate the importance of taking down Ye in those early rounds. crashies not surviving this. It's there. Smoke is there. Now he's able to flash. Let's just spam around the smoke. Oh, look, he's basically dead already. A frustrating round if you're OpTic, though, because it feels like they set up for their plan and then never got to actually execute it.
Again, a patient default. Les, well, his impact of taking down Ye in the previous round can't be understated, almost seeming to have a hard read on what he was wanting to do, and almost forces OpTic to play slightly more passively until they've actually cleared this man out of position. In the early round, you're going to have this double spot towards short, like basically the anti-flash being played by Victor, and the angle being held by Ye. They've got the right read on where this is going. It's whether they can stop them.
This could be so dangerous. It's not the first man or the second. It's the operator of Ye that I'm worried about. He's blinded up, though. A fantastic paranoia. crashies could be a hero here to step in and do some damage, but only the one. The Sheriff, not the gun that you want. Don't lose that map, and when they do, it's to the best teams in the world. Like, for Loud to have that already and now such a strong lead, I mean, we need to see OpTic put rounds on the board now.
Operator and BA again. They've been able to counter him in most rounds so far. The utility out, especially from saadhak, the flashes that we're seeing combined with pANcada's paranoia. Marved now looking to get a little bit aggressive as well. They haven't seen anything, but instead the pressure has been going in onto mid. Shock dart again, like crashies has been at least chipping away at a couple of these players, and he's really caught saadhak. The spam through the wall will get them the opener. The question is, can they convert it? And they need to.
That is such a unique early duel. I mean, especially with the shock darts, they seem magnetized to his feet, just landing perfectly on him. saadhak did not have a nice time. And, you know, aspas is stood here, of course, rightfully so, waiting for a repeak, waiting for something else, and it never comes through. They've pressured A again and again. OpTic stay heavy on A, heavy on wine. They even take Sassy down there, but the objective of this round is to take the B site. The thing is, with limited numbers now, they cannot afford to even end up in trades moving onto the site. They need to be convincing in these duels, and they've been slowed down completely, pushed out of mid. There's only 25 seconds left.
Yeah, they're trying to bait it, but this rotation back is going to be impossible. You've got Marved already playing deep. They're going to have to try and switch this up again. They look like they've got a little bit lost in those rotations. Not the prettiest of fights for less either, and now the remaining two. I don't even know if they had time to get to the site. They definitely don't now. For absolutely nothing.
Walking through the smoke to catch them on rotations. The panic on A of, oh, they're coming back, I need help. Everyone moves out of position. Les gets in with a great flank. Unfortunately, that reality isn't the one we live in. They've just been shut down. But fortunately, if you're a North American fan, because that was a round OpTic needed, they would have been out of cash completely, and Loud would have ran away with this half. Instead, it's still up for grabs, at least to equalize.
Look, they're using the Killjoy ult just to get rid of that Hunter's Fury. In the meantime, they're looking at pressure on the other side, and aspas actually gets away with that. Now you have the Hunter's Fury to try and take him down. Marved has nowhere to go. It's a double early opener, but at least there is a trade, a little bit more searched for by Ye. And actually, he's going to get a second pANcada forced out into the open. Brings it back into a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just tanked it. It was only a nightfall coming, but instead ends up going down, trying to evade it. Save some extra info. Great lurk again from Les. This guy has been unaccounted for in a number of rounds, and the value found almost every time. Finesse trying to break the door, almost meets his demise. That fight could be everything, and with Finesse down, Ye on 10 HP, this is done. He knows it. He'll pick up the op and run for the hills. Loud may let him save it. A little consolation for the half, now guaranteed to be a loss. 7 rounds on the board for Loud, and a frankly ridiculous start to this map.
Yeah, I'll be honest. OpTic are looking out. Like, they're looking like they're going to that lower bracket already. After losing the first map and just the way that Loud have come into this, the opening duels. And I feel like as well, a lot of the times, even in the last map, where we would see that sort of 3v5, like a couple of rounds go the way of OpTic from being down a man, this time Loud looks so much more stabilized. Less just something to not allow them all of that control for free.
We had pANcada start this map out incredibly high. Now saadhak really stepping it up, but for me, Les is the most important player so far, purely because he is consistently changing OpTic's game plan. He is a thorn in the side anytime they try to set up. Look at even the last round, 3 players heaven. Yeah, you have to. You have to. And this is the thing. Some of the other fights you lose, you're like, I lost that duel, that sucks. For Les, it's like you are thinking constantly, where is this guy? What is he doing? Is he behind me? Is he going to push the smoke? Is he... That is so irritating, and if you can get in your opponent's head like that and make them adapt to you, you're already winning. A lot of the time, at least. 2 hostiles detected up close, 1 on the A side a little further back. This has prompted the ult out of them, the panic ult almost.
They popped it just before. It will force almost a reset, and actually still just leaving 1-man post on the other side. The thing is, though, Loud have been very happy to play into the lane. Wait patiently. Now they're going to start splitting back. There's only 1 man on this side. Nobody in position to help out Ye. Is this the round he takes over? It's not looking likely. He's completely surrounded and has to fall back to the site.
crashies was jump spotting, left it open as they walked on through. Ye is gone, despite that trade back that they had just moments ago. The round seems to be going into Loud's favor, and again it's less! A quick double seems to secure it. Marved, the last man standing, 1v3, low HP on saadhak, but that's about where the benefits end. Has a cosmic divide we don't expect to see used in time. Well, it's the least of his concerns with those numbers against him and a smoke that he'd have to walk through.
Well, of the players left in the tournament coming into today, he did have the highest clutch percentage, but to try anything here would be to risk the rifle. And honestly, at this stage, I wouldn't mind it so much. Of course, I don't expect him to necessarily win it, but they need something. This team needs a hero to almost just bring them back from the brink, because at the moment, wow, this is probably the most shut down Ye's been the entire tournament, probably.
It's the most shutdown I've seen OpTic be, I think, just period. I mean, Loud are playing an absolutely incredible, not in a good way.
8-2. The buy from OpTic, not the best, but they need to still be going for purchases at this point.
Hey, look, the little crouch. He got spotted by the recon, so he just pops a little squat there, like, hey guys, I'm over here, what you gonna do? They've left the A side completely.
Yeah, there are 4 players currently outside of it. They're looking to try and pressure into mid. It's something I mentioned just a round or so ago, that this has been somewhere that has been taken for free, and Loud have adapted. Just patiently waiting. I guess as well, with no aggression from Ye, which has been a staple of this A site, there's at least less information. Well, crashies just trying to hold on to that cross. I imagine he's just going to try and catch somebody as they go past the door. But with spotting absolutely no one, the knife not even going to connect onto anything, this is probably going to be quite confusing on the other side.
He doesn't get this again. They've destroyed the turret. They know he should be close by. He's in the corner. Damage done, but no kills. OpTic coming ahead now, 5 versus 3. They've lost the site. They may well concede a plant as well. The retake is set up to be in their favor. They've got a cosmic divide as well, and that basically forces Loud to play on site.
Ready. Looking to make their move back through. The horn only going to give them a little bit of information, but this is looking much better from OpTic. Sassy, 1 versus 5. Maybe to put the final nail in the coffin. He's looking for the lineup, and while body blocked and taken out by Marved. A much better round from them. A complete, almost takedown of everything that was being attempted on the other side. And I like the idea, especially from crashies, just basically, my job is get 1 kill on the cross. And that's
so I said Les has been forcing them to change. He's been getting in their heads in that sense. Well, now he's been shut down on that. And he's going to have to change his position a little bit. Could have off-put the pace of the round. Last one of the half. And Loud
again. The 3-man stack into mid, the exact same thing out, and by the looks of it, they're looking to pick up the pace. Now the difference is, because they've thrown in that null command, I don't think he can do the same recon. So that just means that they're going to have this site almost for free, and crashies desperately hoping to try and find someone around the edge of the door, but he won't.
Okay, this could be a problem. Still the cosmic divide. So you know these players are going to remain on site. Les, not again! He changed it up again and again! Ye is shut down! He's not given a chance to play the round! Loud have the advantage, and they played on site. This cosmic divide doesn't lock them out nearly as much as OpTic would hope it does. Instead, they're willing to fight, losing the duels. 2 versus 3. Only the men underneath now remain, with pANcada finding 1, and Sassy tripling up in the round!
Did she mean us or finesse?
I think it might be finesse.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Tom. I don't want to get your hopes up, but...
Well, Bose is right here, I was about to say.
Loud of 93%.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we mentioned this coming into the game. We heard it from the desk, like, this is the half we expect Loud to put up the most numbers. That's not possible. They're going to put up 4 and it's done. And
unless we go to mega OTs.
Crowd is behind OpTic, that's for sure. We need this pistol to go their way. Loud have won 2 out of 3 of them, with big individual performances stepping it up, not even a game plan that took it across the line. For OpTic, they're taking it slowly. You know, you can feel how much this round means to them. This is not one that they go into and look for some loose kills. They need to take every advantage they can possibly get here. Going into a stack.
3 players and a 4th looking to hold on to the cross. Victor, he's having trouble just breaking the turret. Timmy surviving far longer than he should, and he gets hit by a shock dart. aspas already demolishing 2 members. It is a shambles on the way through, but Marv might have just rectified it. The ping up is going to give some information, but the trades are so good on the side of Loud. They're low though. There's a chance. pANcada, if he goes down, it could be a problem. But aspas!
Full visioned into finding those kills, expecting this is the last guy on the site. But then there's 2 more. They ran into the stack and realized it too late. And now they're left to classics. This should be 11 rounds for Loud. And then a basically flawless half if OpTic are to have any chance in this series.
I feel like there's very few believers at this point. The
crowd seems to.
The crowd will them on. I'll say that. Okay, beyAz managed to win a battle. saadhak's probably going to want that one deleted from the VOD, but it doesn't matter. His teammates are there. As said, we've got so many strong performers on this squad. And now it's on to Finesse. He's even getting spammed up. Would need some classic magic. And it is.
Yep.
Oh, no.
It's been shaky. And I don't know what's leading to it, but Loud are playing some of the best Valorant I've seen out of this region, out of this team.
They're pushing both extremities.
Of anyone.
They've got so much control already, and with the weaker weapons, this is just the perfect positioning for them to be in. They're not going to be able to take any of that control, and instead, mid is going to be 4. It's not gone well for Marved. That's going to be a rifle into the hands of his opponents, and they only came into this with mostly stingers.
Oh, and aspas even shuts down Ye. Another rifle to be retrieved. Control and a trap gone, which means no information for OpTic anymore. There are 3 players stacked up on A, and they basically need to commit to it. crashies is kept out for a moment, but okay, they've got saadhak. Now they can look towards the site. You've got an Omen here. They know that. The paranoia already put out, and so he's the last man standing on the site. As he goes down, it's a 2v2, but look at crashies. My man has got 1 health left. Victor. He had a 2K earlier on. He had 2 more kills since. We need to see this as a round where he delivers, because I don't think crashies is going to have it in him to win these duels. Luckily, there's no damage dealing utility, so they will have to do it with the bullets.
Timmy disagrees. 1 bullet from the turret could be enough. It means there can't really be a swing, and they're just looking to try and play off of each other. Victor almost just going to hide in the corner, trying to use crashies as bait, so they won't check it the second time. And he is still just lurking around this angle. Does aspas actually go back in for this peek? He does, but he loses the fight. And they know roughly where Les is going to be. He's just sticking this defusal, looking to try and get it all the way. And he lets go and lands the headshot. This man has been unstoppable this series.
Energy up from step 1, and this guy's got an Odin in his hand. Sassy, I love you, man. Scary thing to play up against, that's for sure. And a judge for saadhak. Of course, yeah. No, naturally.
Finesse. Taking a little bit of early space. aspas, the thing is, he's been hit, but it might give the bait that there's not a second player there, and they're almost being funneled towards this judge. It does seem like OpTic are going to lose this game, but you don't want to lose it to that gun.
Not like this. Okay, Victor's making a good call. Well, maybe not. I mean, there is an op here, and the bullets ringing out from Les. They're a distraction. They were to hide the fact that aspas was here. He will tank that KO knife. Nowhere to go. No utility to get him out.
They all got hit by the knife on the other side, so they know that basically the entirety of OpTic are in mid. They have 40 seconds to play with. aspas, he lights them up! A collapse that has probably put OpTic to bed here. crashies even taken to half HP, and it's left onto him to try and clutch this out. But aspas has had enough. A knife needed to be connected, but instead it's less to put them down. Loud dominates OpTic to make their way through to the final, and we already know we're heading to Brazil at the beginning of next year. Loud want to take a trophy there.
They want to go with the crown into the next year. What a fantastic display. Map number 1 was OpTic's. We knew it from the get-go. But they came through and delivered so far beyond what we expected. Putting Brazil on the map for the millionth time.
Yeah.
Getting themselves into the grand final. They might have a rematch on their hands, but after their performance here today, I think anybody will be scared to face Loud. This team has decimated OpTic 13-3. A loss the likes of which they haven't felt for a long time.
But that's the thing, we talk about Brazil as a region as being very top-heavy. There's been the Vikings before them and now Loud leading the way.